Hey, welcome to the Virtual College Exploration presented for all North Carolina and South Carolina students, presented by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. We appreciate you joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we all get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. That's CACRAO.org. And this presentation is being recorded and will be made available within about a week at the same website, CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
All right, good morning, everybody. We're just going to start off with some introductions. So our presentation is on rural colleges and what we have to offer. So we're going to start with introductions with UNC Pembroke.
Good morning. My name is Nancy Reading, and I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here at UNC Pembroke. And we're really excited that all of you are here today.
Okay. Bluefield, we'll go to Bluefield next.
Hi, good morning. My name is Joshua Hood. I'm the Vice President of Enrollment Management here in Bluefield College in Southwest Virginia, and I'm really glad that you're participating today.
And Lise McCrae.
Hi, everyone. My name is Janae. I am the admissions counselor over at Lise McCrae in Banner Elk, North Carolina, and thank you everyone for joining us today.
And I'm Molly Tippett, and I am one of our assistant directors of admission at Western Carolina University. So excited to have you guys here. So we're going to start off with just what is a rural school. Rural colleges are located in smaller towns, and you can see from some of our pictures, these are from some of our campuses or the towns nearby. And we are in areas that are not necessarily going to be like huge shopping areas. I mean, there is always shopping everywhere you go, but it's not going to be like you're going to the mall necessarily, that kind of thing. So we're not going to be in like a Charlotte or a Columbia or a Raleigh. We're going to be in smaller areas. And campus is often an extension of the town itself. So if you look at some of those pictures below, you can see it's more than just what encompasses campus, but it's the things around us. And a lot of times they're very safe, convenient, and accessible. So, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about those benefits and what that means for you. So we're going to go through a lot of different things that are great about rural colleges. And if you guys have questions, type them in that Q&A, and we're going to go through them at the end too. So I'm going to keep going. All right, some of the benefits of a rural campus. So the campus community is a crucial part to this experience. Small class sizes promotes togetherness and campus unity. As you can tell, you know, sometimes we may not have those big student bodies, but that helps us promote smaller class sizes. So you get that attention from your professor, you get to know people, you get to get involved in activities. It's something that's really exciting. The college is a central hub for the surrounding community. So you're going to get to meet people outside of just your college, because people come to the school because it becomes like a hub for more than just your school. It's got events, concerts come to campuses. Sometimes you have an excellent library where people in the community come to learn and to research. There's also great opportunities for civic engagement, community service. Something we do at Western is that people can do service learning throughout the year, and they can do things like alternative spring and fall break, where they go and they promote our campus, but they're also helping other people. So you have a lot of different ways to get involved. And fun food and entertainment is offered on campus. So because we're in rural areas, a lot of times we bring the entertainment to you guys. So because we do that, it's so easy to go to events and to be involved and to find out, you know, what's going on, because it's right there in the center of where you live.
All right, so like Molly said, a lot of campuses, we bring the fun to you. So when you're at a really large college, you might have to leave campus in order to find things you're looking for. But in our rural colleges, we try to make sure that everything's available for you on campus. So you're going to have access to a gym, a pool. Here at UNCP, we have our own bowling alley on campus, dining options, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Einstein Brothers Bagels. So it's not like you're going to be totally removed from a city feel. It's just going to be right there on campus for you. Campus garden, we've got waterfalls, a performing arts center. So we bring in a lot of entertainment for students to utilize and get to experience large Broadway shows. Our Performing Arts Center here at UNCP has brought in traveling Broadway shows, ballets. So there's just a lot to offer for you where you don't have to leave campus to get to it. So it just makes it a lot more accessible, especially if you end up coming to campus without a car. So those are some pictures from each of our campuses highlighting those things.
There's also tons of ways to get involved at rural colleges. So you'll see that a lot of students will start their own club organizations. Here at Lees McRae, actually, some students just started a skateboarding club, and they're trying to get a skateboarding park done. You might find that there's, in terms of Greek life, you'll find that the fraternities and sororities are closer. There's about 35 students versus 700 members in the Greek life. Numerous service organizations. Again, like we said, campus is an extension of the community itself. So a lot of students will go out into the town and do service organizations. And then we touched on previously, tons of on-campus events. We'll bring concerts to campus, host movie nights within like the theater, and intramural sports as well for students who don't necessarily want to compete at the collegiate level, but still want to be active. And then there's also numerous outdoor activities as well, being a part of a rural school. So you'll see that there's disc golf. Students will go out hiking, camping and canoeing at Lees McRae. The students can check out kayaks and canoes for free in order to go out into nature. Numerous ways to just get involved outside of campus, for sure.
So really with a rural college, you can discover what fits you. What are you interested in? Or what can you discover that maybe you didn't even know you had an interest in, but there are opportunities that exist. So for example, I attended a rural college. In my freshman year, I participated in theater. I did not have to switch my major to theater in order to participate. So as these slides illustrate, there are things that you may have an interest in, or there's opportunities that you're going to learn about through your friendships or through classes, and then you're going to discover an increased interest in those things because of the offerings at a small college. Let's go to the next slide, please. And of course, athletics. So at your larger colleges and universities, it's very typical that when you're recruited to play a varsity sport, it kind of becomes your life. Now, yes, you're a student athlete, but you don't have a lot of free time to do other things. But a lot of times at colleges that are in rural settings, again, it's opportunities that you can dabble. You can invent yourself in new ways, and that's including athletics. So again, when I was in college, I was on the tennis team. I played varsity tennis, but it didn't take up all of my life outside of the classroom. And I was on the cheer team. Again, I was on in theater productions. I was in SGA. There are things that, opportunities, I know I keep repeating that, but there are opportunities for you there. So there's JV opportunities, there's club opportunities without having to commit your entire life to that. And it's a lot of fun, and it provides opportunities to meet people and to grow in your interests.
Okay, so some advantages also come in carpooling. So you may want to travel to a larger city. You may want to go somewhere where you can go to a mall that isn't close by. So, for example, at Western, we're about 45 minutes to an hour west of Asheville. So, a lot of our students will carpool to Asheville to go out to dinner, to go to the mall, to go to the movies, to do some of those activities. Now, we do have a movie theater in town, but it's not going to be one of yours. It's a local theater. It's not going to be like Regal or one of those fancier ones. So, you get those advantages of carpooling together. You can save gas. You get to know people, and it's helpful for the environment. I can honestly tell you that as a student, I didn't have a car my freshman year. So that's how I got to know a lot of people in the hall. We were carpooling to the bigger areas, carpooling into town to go to Walmart, carpooling just to go to the movies, even in the local town, riding over to go out to dinner and that kind of thing. So that just was a really great way that you get to meet people, is because you are all kind of in it together and everybody piles in a car and goes somewhere fun. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about our individual institutions, and just give you a little more information about us. And then we're going to answer some questions. So we're going to start with, we'll start at the left and kind of work our way to the right if you want to start with us.
Hi, everyone. Like I mentioned earlier, my name is Janae, and I am an admissions counselor over at Lees-McRae College. We, like we said, are all rural colleges. So Lees-McRae has about 2,000, not even, maybe about 1,100 students here on campus. We're four-year residential, so students stay on campus all 4 years. In terms of a location, we're about 20 minutes away from Boone, where Appalachian State is, about an hour and a half from Asheville. Our students do have their sense of community, especially since we're such a small school, and we're located within the town of Banner Elk. So again, pretty much an extension of town, but a lot of tourists will come up in terms of skiing and snowboarding at the mountains over at Beach Mountain and Sugar Mountain as well.
Okay. Well, I'm Molly Tippett, and I am an assistant director at Western Carolina University. And we are located in Cullowhee, North Carolina, which is in the valley. It's right between the Great Smoky Mountains and the Blue Ridge. It's kind of where they meet. It's a beautiful area, tons of outdoor activities. We have some similar outdoor actions to Lees-McRae in that we have the canoeing and the white water rafting and all that good stuff. And we have a ton of clubs where you can get involved in those outdoor activities, but that's, of course, not all you can do. We have over 150 different student clubs and organizations that you can get involved in. And there is a wide range. So there's everything from like Greek life to religious organizations to even, we have a gaming club. There's one that's called Humans versus Zombies. And I think they basically just chase each other around and play tag when people are dressed like zombies. So it's creepy. So that's fun. Now, I know things are a little weird right now with COVID, but our student activities are still out there getting students involved. I know this weekend they're having 2 different showings of a drive-in of Hocus Pocus, where you can actually do like the drive-in movie theater in one of our large parking lots, and they're going to show the movie. So that's super fun. So they're trying their best to, even though times are kind of weird right now, to keep students involved. But we are, like I said, about 45 minutes to an hour west of Asheville. We're about 2 hours from Knoxville, Tennessee, and about 2.5 from Atlanta, and around 3 from Charlotte, just to give you kind of an idea of where we are. We're in that part of North Carolina that kind of pokes out into Tennessee.
All right, I'll go next. So my name is Joshua Hood, and I'm at Bluefield College, and we are located in Southwest Virginia. We are about an hour and a half north of Bristol, Tennessee, and about an hour and a half west of Blacksburg, Virginia. The newest thing, the most fun thing for me to announce is our BSN program that was just approved by the state. And so we are welcoming students for fall 21 for the BSN. And I really like that game of humans versus zombies. I might have to make a trip down there so I can participate in that. And something fun in our community here, there's a lot of geocaching, and it's a free game. And the joke is geocachers use multi-million-dollar satellites to look for Tupperware in the woods. So if it's something that you've never done, I encourage you to check it out. There's a free app out there. No, I do not get paid for mentioning that. I just think it's fun. But would love to have you come check us out. We're open for in-person visits here at Bluefield, and then we also have ways to visit us virtually as well.
All right, so my name is Nancy Reading, and I'm an Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at UNC Pembroke. So UNCP is part of the UNC system. We're located on the kind of the border of North and South Carolina between Raleigh and Myrtle Beach, and Fayetteville is probably the closest large city for us. We have about 8,100 students between undergraduate and graduate students on campus, and we are considered the most diverse university in the UNC system. So our university was originally founded as a school for American Indian students, and so that heritage is really important to us. So we have a really close relationship with the Lumbee tribe in the town of Pembroke. And so we try to make sure that we offer a community on campus that really allows students to thrive and connect. And so UNCP is just really focused on helping you develop as a person. So we offer a lot of campus organizations, like we talked about in these slides. We try to make it really feel like your home. So if you're interested in learning more about UNCP, we would love to have you come to our 45-minute information session next Tuesday. And it's at 11, so you can register for that on the CACRAO website. So we're going to open it up now for questions and answers. So please use the Q&A box if you've got something specific about rural colleges or something specific about our colleges in general. We'd love to answer them and hear back from you.
Okay, while we're waiting, some cool things about rural colleges are also that you can create your own clubs and organizations. I think probably at all of our schools we have that option. If we don't have something you're interested in, you can absolutely do that where you can, if you get enough people. I think maybe at Western it's like 10 people and you have to sign a petition and take it to our student government, and then they get started that club or organization. So if we don't have it, we can probably start it. I mean, does everybody have something similar?
Our rule on campus is find 3 friends and you can start your own club. So if you have, we offer suite style residence halls. So there would be 4 of you in that residence hall. So if all 4 of you absolutely love something and there's not a club for it, those are your 3 friends right there. So it looks like we did have one question. What do you think makes your college the most unique?
Okay. All right, I guess we can all answer that. So I'll tell you, for us, I feel like something that makes us unique is that we really are, we've got about 12,000 students. So we're about a mid-sized school, but we still have that really small school feel because it's such a tight community. And I would say that's pretty unique about Western, and because we have a lot of really good resources, but you still get that one-on-one attention from professors and in classrooms and that kind of thing.
I guess what really makes UNCP unique is that relationship that we have with our local tribe and just our roots in the American Indian culture. We have great events on campus, and the campus is really a central hub for the town and the tribe. And so like with that bowling alley on campus, and our community comes in and uses it. So like there's just this wonderful relationship where you really have the opportunity to expand and make connections that can potentially lead you towards future employment because of all the great internships and opportunities that you can experience here.
In terms of Lees McRae, definitely what makes us unique is we encourage our students to do hands-on learning. So you'll see a lot of experiential learning within the classrooms. The classrooms will take place outside of buildings. Our May Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, which is a full functioning animal wildlife center, will have our animals work hands-on, or have our students work hands-on with the animals. Our nursing building on campus has simulators, so the students work with, they're basically human apart from being human, so they learn how to give them IVs, learn how to give them medicine, all hands-on experiences for our students within the classrooms.
And at Bluefield, we are considered a small Christian college, and with having 1,200 students, we have a football team. So we have a lot of opportunities for student athletes, for student artists, graphic design, graphic art. So being a smaller institution, we have a lot of the same offerings and amenities as larger institutions out there.
All right, so here's another one. Do any of your institutions offer study abroad opportunities? So we do here at UNCP. You're good, Molly. We at UNCP, we do offer study abroad opportunities. We actually have a lot of international students as well. So our Office of Global Engagement would help you with study abroad, and you'd be able to choose pretty much any country that you're really interested in. So we really encourage that in order to make your education a well-rounded experience.
We also do, so if you go online to our website, you can actually pull up our study abroad office. There are several different options. You can do an exchange program. You can do a 2 to 3 week program with a professor where you take a certain course. I know for me, when I was a student, I took Renaissance literature, and I got to visit England, Paris, and Rome. And it was for like 2.5 to 3 weeks, and it was a fantastic experience. I would encourage you to try to do something where you get to travel abroad as an undergraduate, because it's affordable and it really connects you with your learning, and it really helps you to expand your horizons. We also have things where you can spend an entire semester abroad. It really just depends on your major, on your classes, and on what you're interested in.
We have study abroad as well in several different forms. So students can go for a full semester, full year, full summer program, or short trips that it can be domestic. Our wildlife biology kids just came back from New Zealand, not just came back, but they went about this time last year, and we're gone for the full semester working with the animals out there. And then we had our outdoor recreation, English, and then history students go out west to the national parks and learn about the history of those, as well as read poems and short stories regarding the national park systems.
And there's opportunities to create your own experience. So for instance, when I was a student, I got to live in China for a year as an English teacher. And working with our academics office, I was able to work out an agreement so that I earned college credit while I was teaching English for that year. And it's an amazing opportunity. There's no amount of money that someone could give me in exchange for that experience. Nancy, you're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, I forgot that part. I studied abroad in college, and if you have that opportunity, I would really encourage you to do it. I spent a semester in Ireland, and it absolutely changed my life. So we have another question. Is it harder to get into rural colleges due to the lower class numbers?
I would say that depends upon the individual institution. So really get to know your admissions counselor so that the admissions counselor gets to know you. I know because of COVID, a lot of institutions have waived a national test score such as the SAT or the ACT. And so colleges and universities are looking at the whole person. We want to get to know you, why you're interested in us, what you hope to gain from spending time with us. You know, what value are you going to bring to the other students while you're here? So I think it's that answer is really best, or that question is best answered by the individual institutions that you're considering.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I would say we do holistic processes at Western as a whole, but even though right now, I will say for the SAT and ACT, we've technically waived it for the 2021 school, application process, 2021 and 2022. We are still encouraging you to try to take it when you can, um, just because that helps with some scholarship opportunities. But I will say, we try to look at more than just one thing in a student when they apply. We look at your grades, we look at you as a whole, we look at any recommendations or essays you submit, even if they're not required. We do take everything into consideration.
That's the same thing here at UNCP. We really try to look at you as a whole student. Because the UNC system is test optional, we will also be test optional. So we do encourage you still to submit your scores for things like honors college consideration and scholarship consideration, and just make sure that any institution you're looking at, that you look for their admissions deadlines, because those can determine if you're admitted, if you don't meet those deadlines. Some colleges offer rolling admission, and then some colleges offer that hard deadline and no one comes in after that. So you just want to make sure that you're meeting those deadlines and you're communicating. I would encourage you to apply early wherever you're interested in, because the earlier you get those materials in, the quicker that you can be considered for some of those scholarships, and so that you can go ahead and make your plans for next fall. So what about affordability of our institutions? Would anyone like to talk about that?
I can start with that one for sure. So at Lees McRae, about 98% of students receive financial aid in some form, and with our tuition, we sit about 10% lower than about other private college universities within North Carolina, and we offer merit awards, which I'm sure you'll find at the other schools on here as well. Merit awards are based on, for us, they're based on GPA, and our honors program also offers an additional scholarship. So we stack everything, which tremendously reduces the cost and increases affordability for our students.
Yeah, we also have merit. We do look at, your GPA and your overall performance for that. Now, there are some merit based that come through our honors college, some through our scholarship office. In addition to that, we do have a separate scholarship application you can fill out that is due by February 1st. And that is going to be things like what county you live in, it could be what state you live in, it could be what major you're in. It's a ton of different individual ones. It could be community service based. You have a lot of options. Now, I will say both us and UNCP are part of the North Carolina Promise. So that means we have a reduced tuition. So tuition's $500 a semester for in-state of North Carolina students. Out of state is $2,500 a semester. For Western, so total cost is going to be a little different based on fees, room and board, et cetera. So for us, our total cost for an in-state student is approximately around between 15 to 17,000, depending on room choice, waiving your health insurance, that kind of thing. For an out-of-state, it's between 22,000 to 24,000, depending on those things as well. So, and it could be a little bit lower, but that's just an estimate.
I would encourage all of you students to, again, reach out to all the institutions that you're interested in and ask all of these questions to the admissions counselors. I encourage you to visit all of the schools that you're interested in. And also in general, remind yourself that in a way you're self-employed right now as a high school student because you're working for your own future. So the homework that you're doing, everything that you're doing in the classroom, the clubs and other ways that you're getting involved, all of that is being used to craft who you are as a person. And then think of ways of how you can translate that into your college application. And of course, the easiest way, right, is the academic merit. So your GPA really does matter. So study hard. Your test scores matter. And it's already been said, some colleges and universities have waived those test scores but those test scores help with the highest levels of scholarship money because it's the easiest way to have a level playing field, right? So the affordability is different between institutions. Some institutions have higher scholarships for students who live in their back doors because maybe where colleges are located, it's a very low socioeconomic area. And so we're trying to boost the lives of those who live immediately in our back door. So again, just check out those institutions individually and ask all of these questions to your admissions counselor.
Definitely. Affordability is always a factor for students. Being part of the North Carolina Promise, just like Western, has made our institution more affordable. So if you are a residential student living on campus and you're an in-state student, it would be about $15,000 a year. And then if you're an out-of-state student, about $19,000. So that's if you're living on campus. If you're off campus, that if you're staying at home, if you're nearby, that price can be pretty dramatically reduced. So just ask your institutions and definitely seek out scholarships. So seek out scholarships from your institution and then even private scholarships that you can write essays for. I see a lot of students that overlook scholarships because they don't want to have to write an essay. A lot of times these are very short 500-word essays that are just about you and what your goals are. And I mean, even if the scholarship is $500, that makes a difference. So we really encourage you to just seek out every opportunity in order to make your college career as affordable as possible. All right. So it doesn't look like we have any more questions right now. We still have about 15 minutes left in this session. So if you've got anything, trust me, no question is a dumb question. We're here to help. We can answer things about our institution or about your college search in general. We've all been working in this field for a while, and we've got a lot of knowledge that we'd love to share with you. All right, well, if that's it, please reach out to us if you have any questions about our individual institutions, or definitely look at the CACRAO schedule and sign up for our upcoming panels or our upcoming information sessions.
All right. Thank you, panelists. And we appreciate you all joining us today. When you close this window, you'll see a link for a short 4-question survey. We encourage any feedback that you can provide for us. Also, this was just one of many sessions that will be going on for the next month. So please visit the full schedule at cacrao.org. That's CACRAO.org. And in about a week's time, a recording of this session will be made available on that same website, CACRAO.org. We appreciate you all joining us and enjoy the rest of your week.